This is Pod Populi, podcast for the people.
Welcome, everyone. This is Jamie Diaz with Barks to Basics. I am here today with a very special guest. I'm going to say this in the beginning as a plug and at the end, but Vasi Siedman is here today with me. Hi, Vasi.
Hi, Jamie.
So she is not, I'm claiming her as my pet photographer, but she is an amazing photographer for people and for pets. But Vasi, in my new book coming out, Dog Training Made Simple, if everybody can buy pre-sale and support, Vasi and I are trying to get to 1,000 pre-sale before it comes out. We would love your support. You can go right on Amazon or Barnes & Nobles. But Vasi did all the beautiful pictures, and we formed a beautiful relationship and friendship, and she's my go-to person. And everybody loves the idea, I think, of pets in their pictures and pets on their wedding. And there's been like a lot of weddings that people wanted their dogs to walk down the aisle and all of these things. So it's an interesting, part of photography that you are in. But I do want to start, Vasi, what started you in this? Like, obviously you can go back as far as photography, but when did it kind of like switch to pets, or have you always kind of been interested in that?
Well, I will start when I was actually like a teenager.
Yeah.
So I had 4 dogs. Actually 3 dogs, and I ended up that my mom never took pictures of them. So long story short, I came to US. I'm originally from Bulgaria, and I was trying to first of all learn English, and then when I reached the point where I can at least text and speak somehow I started working for a photographer, and he kept asking me, Vasi, you need to specialize in something. And I'm like, what is going to be my specialty? At the same time, my husband and I, we tried to have a child, and 3 years later, we still didn't have one. And then one day my mom said, well, I tell all the neighbors about my grandkids, your kitty and your doggy, they're my grandkids. And this is how I realized that there are so many people like me who their kids are their furry kids. And I said, well, I'm going to be the photographer. We have a lot of photographers for families, for weddings, for business portraits, fashion photography. And this is how my passion.
Houses, everything, yeah.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that story.
Yes.
That's amazing. And we do know that a lot of people, whether you have kids or you don't have kids, either way, there's a point in your life that your dogs are your everything, right? So
absolutely.
Before I had kids, sometimes it shifts a little after, but they're still like a part of your family. Like those are our babies. And for a lot of people that don't want to have kids also, or can, or whatever it is, like this is their loves. This is their babies that they have. So the fact that you chose to like capture that, I love that. And you're right. There's like, for real, like my friend Jen has a photographer for like housing, and you can do everything, but I feel like this is such a specialized field that you've really captured on that. And by the way, if any of you do live in Florida and come to my Jupiter location, Vasi has these that she let me keep up, these gorgeous dog like portraits, pictures that are just like amazing to see. I'll have to like do a little scan of them one day. Okay, so let's go into like your experience. And so you started doing pets, right? From the beginning, now you're like so experienced and you have your little tricks. Like what kind of things from the very beginning were you like, oh my gosh, like this is too hard? Or what kind of struggles did you see?
A lot of struggles. Well, I will just backtrack. So I'm also 3rd generation photographer.
Oh.
It's in my blood. I'm also very artistic from my 2 sides of my family. So it was just
cheating.
A question of me being able to learn the skills and just decide on what I want to specialize. But to answer your question, I used to work for an incredible photographer. I was his assistant. So 50% of my time I worked in the studio, 50% of my time I work as a waitress to be able to afford my equipment and training. So I started joining 3 photography organizations. sessions. And in addition to helping my photographer, whoever needed an assistant in our area, West Palm Beach area, Jupiter, Tequesta, Stewart, they were calling Vasi, can you come and help us? So literally for 2.5 years, I was very fortunate to learn what many photographers would learn for 5 years.
Wow.
So then I remember the first session I did for pets, it was Bailey. So Bailey, she was a very beautiful picture. She was a very beautiful doggy, but there is one particular picture. It's still one of my ultimate favorite ones. And so this is how my journey started. Later
I can't believe
on,
you remember who you're...
it's like your first baby. It's like, you definitely remember. Like, it's so special and dear to my heart. And people, they say, yeah, you just take pictures, Vasi. It's not. This is a passion, but it's also very responsible because I literally create memories for people till the rest of our lives. And even yesterday I had a session and people showed me the older doggies and now I did the new two ones, and I tried to capture the essence and they literally smile at me. So eventually I just think that I always suggest friends, at least once a pet life, I would suggest 2. Please go to a professional photographer. Of course, find someone who you love their style, like it really resonates with you. Sure, the rest of the time, even I use cell phone. Sure, I taught cell phone photography for pets, but just at least 2 times of pet life. Please do it.
I'm so glad you said that. I never did it before I met you. So I have 2 beautiful portraits of Finley, my rescue, who's really my daughter's dog. And they are up in the rooms, and he looks so regal, and yes. I'm so glad I did that. But it's different than your cell phones, right? I kind of think sometimes if you looked at my phone, I probably, not joking, have 62,000
I believe it.
videos, like crazy amounts. And it's like, who's going to like go back and like, yes, you can go back and find them. But the portrait on the wall that's there in canvas is like forever. It's amazing. So what is your creative process? Now, I know this from working with you. So Vasi has done a lot of pictures for me, not only for the book, but we were doing a contest. We're doing pictures of my locations with the dogs, and you're so particular in a good way, right? You know, yes. Like, that's not going to look good. This is going to look good. But you also, if my hair is messed up or that's not a good side for you, and in the nicest way, but you capture like the best part of people and pets. So what is your creative process? Well, now I feel like it's second nature to you, but like, what is that process when you're like looking at the dog and looking at the people? And by the way, sometimes it's people with their dogs, and sometimes it's just the dogs. I kind of like both, in there. But what is your creative process when you're kind of going to a new client and you're just meeting this doggy?
Okay, so this is the secret, friends. So first of all, like I always go and I look around and I look at the lighting and the background and the fur babies' personalities. I also analyze the relationship between the people and their fur babies. And so when I go to clients or they come to my studio, I never take my camera to start photographing. Many times I leave them in my car. So I will go. I will introduce myself. I will kind of get like a little more on a friendly note with the fur babies. Many times I will not touch them because I don't know. Some of them have been adopted. I mean, that's where I also learned a lot from you while we were taking pictures for the book. So I will just let the pets to come to me. If they like, they will come. So, and I'm very respectful. Once I see the lighting, I had the conversation with my clients many times, because you said I would suggest to take pictures with people and pets and the fur babies as well. Many times what I have noticed, friends, it's that some of you are shy. And this is one thing a good photographer would encourage you to jump in the pictures. Many people would say, well, I need to lose a few pounds. Okay, I know you have followers from everywhere, some few kilograms. But you need to understand, we take pictures to show to the world and we take pictures to capture them. So it's also, here it comes the skills which I had the opportunity to learn so many years in this business. It's editing, it's lighting, it's angles. So just be brave, at least for a few pictures. pictures. Clothing wise, I would always encourage to try to go with solid covers, not like me with flowers today, but solid covers, and try to be kind of a complementary and really to look good with your fur babies. You don't want to take away. So once you have all this in order, and I always tell my clients, okay, show me your home. Some of them have 3, 4, 5 homes, so we need to be mindful which outfit would match most of their homes and their fur babies, the size of the fur baby, and etc. Also for women, I would encourage the nails. For men, will be haircut and etc. For babies, definitely, if you need to groom them, groom the fur babies. Some people like their fur babies to be groomed the same day. Some people like them to be groomed few days or a week in advance. So make sure they're groomed according to what you love about them and the way you like them, and then I'll look background. And I always will start with must-have pictures. Will be more the post pictures where all of you are looking in the camera, the fur baby is looking in the camera, and then I will start and move on to the candid pictures. So pretty much that's kind of my workflow, which I try to do. Many times I have some challenges. For example, sometimes people would call me when their pet is very ill. So I need to work with the fur babies having energy only for 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes they need to take probably a break. Sometimes some pets, and again, we saw this during when we took the pictures for your book. I mean, some of them are very nervous. So I said, of course, I don't have Jamie around me. My clients maybe unfortunately didn't go to your classes and didn't get your book yet. But I have to be the person to lead. Everyone needs to trust me. And so that's why, long story short, if I have to suggest to friends how to do it, as like an appointment. If you want to do it yourself, you book the grooming, you schedule your hair, nails, you do it yourself. For the men as well, haircut. You pick the location, you pick the best time of the day, you put the phone on the tripod, to do it on like selfie mode, timer, take the pictures, see them, try to see what you can improve, take a few more pictures, and then later on just go favor the ones you like. And just don't shy away. If you cannot afford professional photographer, that's at least what you can do.
Yeah, you actually gave great tips because I always have bright nails on, and even for the book, you're like pale, light pink, like kind of. So even just those little things, and like you said, it doesn't have to be $1 million, right? It depends also what kind of prints you're getting and all these things. But the pictures, and Vasi just got a new camera, so the pictures that you're capturing are they're just like a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I've taken 5,000 selfies and I have 5,000 pictures of my dog in there, but you just kind of show different things. And when you were saying about, I will say, I do absolutely love the pictures in my book, and today I love myself in them. But it's like anything, I look back at pictures, I'm like, oh God. But I will say the professional ones are just a little bit different, that I'll probably like them more. And I was like bloated. I'm like, Vasi, can you just a little bit? So not even about anything crazy, and you see all these, Photoshop things, but there is little tweaks. If you absolutely hate your arms, she can fix that a little bit. Yeah. Just saying, and not that we want to. So let's talk about so I got the book deal, and I can't wait till you guys get it. So definitely, again, I'm going to keep saying Dog Training Made Simple. You get it Amazon, anywhere, but we need 1,000 pre-sales, guys. But the first, obviously, person that I thought of was you for the photography. And I think we work super well together. We're both very fast, and we both have not a lot of time for nonsense. So it's like, is this going to work? No, leave that there. And it worked really good. So we had like a clients could come and take pictures for the book. So when you guys do get the book and give them to all your friends for Christmas, and it could be a subtle hint that your friend needs dog training, and you can give them this book. But we had all the clients come, to the center. We did a couple photo shoots. Is this, I think you've done it. Is this your first book that you've done? Is this the first book in this way? Like, how was your experience through that process of doing the book? And by the way, the pictures are all Vasi in the book, and they are like gorgeous. It was the craziest project. I still can't believe it's complete. But what was your process how did you feel during that whole book deal? Was it stressful? Was it a lot? Because it's kind of a different environment, right? Of than you just going in and shooting one. Like we were on a time crunch for that.
We were, for sure. Okay, so friends, this is the juicy truth.
Yeah.
I have done a lot of photography for books. I have been published at least for a decade. But this was definitely one of very special experience. So what we did, and I have done picture days. Listen, for a picture day, they're like school pictures, I would photograph total of 70 pets for one day by myself, and of course I would have a team. This time we started our pictures in about 3 p.m. By 7 p.m. we photographed over 40 to 50 fur babies, pets. So practically, we really did very fast-paced. Again, we need to understand many of them were clients. Not many. Everyone was client that particular day because we also went and photographed maybe 3 to 4 times more. We had a special day only to take the pictures for the cover. But going to day number 1, it was literally one of Jamie's facility in Jupiter, which is very close to me. It's very big. So we had from room to room to room to room going outside. But this is the deal. Since we live in Florida, it was very hot, so I needed to wait for my lens
God, remember that?
to the fog. So then Jamie went inside, and I'm telling you the kind of the juicy inside. It's because when you get the book, you're going to see this book is surely amazing. And friends, I have worked for many years in this business. I mean, I know, and I myself had a podcast. I had over 300 podcast episodes. I interview people from all around the world. So I would consider I'm very familiar with the field. But what I learned working with Jamie was very special. And this is what you're going to learn from the book. What I was very impressed, it's about the details. Even I remember when we took pictures of the different types of treats. When we took pictures of children with pets. And I'm mom myself. And so being able to explain to my child, okay, my child knows, I'm a pet photographer, but many kids don't know. They would see a cute pet on the street and they don't know what to do. They by default will go and touch it. So the book teaches from very nervous dogs and, doggies who are very hyper. So all of those things, we experienced them primarily in one day.
We did. I forgot about the lens. So like Vasi said, we literally were walking from room to room because we'd have different areas, and every time we'd go to do an outside pick, all the lenses would fog up, and we're trying to go fast, and Vasi's going in and out and trying. So I forgot about that. Is a good,
it's a good one, right?
A juicy back. And then, like you said, we did have those nervous dogs. So I'll tell you, you didn't do these photos. I have the. By the way, with your dogs with photos, and I'm going to tell you this story, you really should get a pet photographer, because regular photographers just do not have, no offense, but they just do not have the experience you do. She makes little noises out of you're like, what the heck was that? And then all the dogs are looking perfect. So, but I had the great idea of doing at Del Rey pictures with Santa. So my dad dressed up as Santa. I ordered the whole costume, had the whole thing. And I will say probably 70% of the dogs were terrified. He got peed on. He almost got bit. We have most of the dogs from there where, if you see the pictures, it's so hysterical. My friend Donna, who's a veterinarian, she sent me her dogs. We were dying. Is like 50 feet from Santa, because they were so scared that we would just have Santa in the background and the dogs there. And again, it was just this great idea. Let's take a picture with Santa. And now every time I see go to an event and you see this, I'm like, oh my God, these poor dogs, because it's such a different look for the dogs and they're terrified. So I'm sure if you were there, it would have been a little different, or you might have said, hey, don't do pictures with Santa. Maybe that's not the best idea, but, we've never done them since. And for those dogs that year, it was great, but it was a task. And even with the book, like you saw, in the book, we show nervous dogs and things like that, and body language of what to look for. So it was actually, the pictures you captured of those are actually some of my favorite of the nervousness. And, Vasi hasn't seen the full layout because it's a surprise for her too. So, I have to thank you though, because I could not have done this without you. I don't know what I would have been like doing if I was doing that. But what's just jumping on that topic, what are your thoughts on Pictures with Santa?
Okay.
Have you seen this, what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you are talking about. And I would say, yes, you're absolutely right. It's all about the photographer. Because I have a place. It's only one place, and I do it just because I work with them. So we do every year. Santa. No problem at all. I swear, friends. It's still.
Oh, that's good to know. I'll have to send my people to you.
Please, for the holidays, I get so booked up. But like certain things you do just because you love what you do and you work with these people. Like we partner so well together. And so my Santa picture is great, but I also do agree. Many times the Santa doesn't know how to handle pets. So they think, let me take it, but you don't know that the pet probably doesn't like your beard. And then one of my things I typically have to do is to adjust the belly and also the belt of Santa and then the glasses. I'm like, so it's really interesting. But yes, friends, so there it's professional. So even if you don't have Vasi in your area, because I know that you're from all around the world, which is so great. I hope you continue following Jamie. And I really, to be honest with you, I'm excited about the book. I purchased my copy. I'm waiting.
She's going to get her own copies, but I still made her purchase a copy too, because we have to get to 1,000.
No. We need 1,000. I really hope that you're going to support us, friends, because you're going to love the book. And this is not me being part of the book. I only know that over this period of time we photographed the fur babies, all these doggies. I learned so much, and I can tell you that I practice it on a daily basis when I take pictures of dogs. So just the book is really great, and you're going to enjoy it. That's what you would say.
So I appreciate that. And I hope, I know everybody will, but what would you say? So what do you think the most popular time of year to get? Now, obviously most people do like holidays. I know you get really busy during the holidays, probably because they want to give them as gifts, but does it matter? I know you do any kinds of background, and really can do anything, right? So if I'm like, I want to hire Vasi for pet photography, but you don't know what to do, would you give them ideas of where, when, locations, all of that you have in your pocket, I'm assuming?
Yes. So what I like to do, that's a great question. Typically when people call me, so I would suggest, I take pictures all year round. And when people call me, I will ask them what they envision. So if they like, they can come to my studio. Then we can pick backdrops according to their home interior, and still the pets need to stand out. If they prefer more of a photojournalistic style, then I will go to their home. And I always encourage them to kind of maybe send me a couple of pictures so I can see if I feel that there's some props we can use. I can bring them with me. Then I will go in the house inside, look around, bring my equipment and take the pictures as I mentioned before. Or if my clients prefer, we can go to location. But practically every good photographer like me and people with experience will give them all the suggestion, from grooming to clothing to nails for the people, accessories for the pets, bring the pet favorite treats, and etc. So we lead them through the whole entire process, and then typically after the session we meet again to review the pictures, where a good photographer would give suggestion on what to choose, what type of shape and form to print it and display in home, and just to be also like we just create a beautiful piece of art together. You cherish forever, like Finley's portrait.
Yeah, and you do it. So I hate when hate's a strong word, but I do when. Like we'll get I hate digital pictures, because then I don't do anything with them.
Yes.
I don't. So you do all of that, right? I get these digital pictures from school. Like sometimes they had the option that it's only digital, and they're like sitting on my computer because I don't. So you already have options for people, and you will deliver it.
Yes.
To them. What they're.
And also I want to add something to it. Sometimes people would say, oh, I will take the digitals from you, Vasi, and I'm going to print them myself. Just let's say it will be a little more affordable. Well, friends, it's not the same. So first of all, some people would say, oh, what's the big deal? You're just pressing the button with the camera. Friends, you don't even know. Even if your pet is the most beautiful fur baby in the world. Sometimes some pets went to the vet and they shaved their fur. So we do have a lot of editing, and it's an art. See, sometimes I edit it like competition, because also I mentioned I have 2 photography degrees. So as a competition piece. So yeah, you're taking a digital and a physical print, but I spend probably 30 minutes or an hour. For art pieces, I may spend 4 hours. And then the companies we work with are one of the best in the country. What is the difference? It's in the quality of the ink itself and the paper and the layer they're using to preserve your pictures. So this is very important in a long term. And there is one last tip I want to give in this topic. Please do never leave and display your picture closer to a window and direct sunlight. It doesn't matter. You can have a picture or a painting. Please, direct sunlight can destroy whatever it is. It doesn't matter, professional, printed or not. Please preserve your memories.
I'm sure I've done that in the past. I love all these tips, Vas. So if you're lucky enough to be living in, well, first of all, I have to thank you again. Vasi came, I had a cancellation, and Vasi's so amazing, and I wanted to have you on anyway to discuss this. So thank you for being here so quickly. I think it's like such an interesting, everybody wants pictures with their pets, right? You just have to do it in the right way. So if you're lucky enough to live in South Florida, what's the easiest way to reach you? And also you have your social media too. So where can everybody find you? What's the best way?
Well, it's on my website, friends. It's vasistudio.com. Also, if you looked for pet photographer in Palm Beach Gardens, Jupiter, I typically pop up in one of the top photographers.
Vasi's VASI,
Yes.
VasiStudio.com.
Yes, that's the easiest way. I'm also on social media, but you can always go to my website, give me a call. There is a direct cell phone number. And then we'll take it from there to create your memories. So beautiful. And thank you, Jamie, for having me. It has been a pleasure. And I really, I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be here because, friends, just memories are important. This is something you're going to cherish and you're going to remember in 20 years from now. And all the tips I recommend that I suggested today, you're going to use them with your family, pictures for all the holidays, for birthday parties. So it's something you're definitely going to take away from today. And I hope also you're going to press the button and order the book. Jamie's book is awesome.
Yes. And thank you again, Vasi. And also, by the way, not only does Vasi do pets, I see a lot of time, even for realtors and stuff like that. So you do just people too.
I do. People would say, Vasi, you do only pets. No, I do. My true passion and specialties are pets, people, and I do a lot of business portraits. I actually enjoy doing business portraits and also branding pictures because it's very similar to when you take a branding pictures for some of my pets are actually pet influencer. I have now one for baby. I mean, because I have been photographing for 3 to 4 months now, she's picked up by some of the biggest companies for accessories in the country.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
They just want to work with her. So her mommy constantly sends me all of her achievements. She's like, Vasi, this is you and I, this is the contest. This is what we need to take. And you have to see the results.
That's amazing. And also too, like she was saying with branding, if you guys have any products and stuff like that. So we had a contest and for some of the product pictures and the pictures of the place were amazing. So I know we focus on pets, but you're an amazing photographer all around. So thank you so much. Vasi Studios, we will have the links on the social media, but definitely follow us. I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you for being here. For, again, Jamie Diaz Barks to Basics. You can find us anywhere where you listen to podcasts. Also on our YouTube channel at Dynamite Dog Training. We're starting to upload finally all of the podcasts onto there. So if you'd rather watch them, you can do it there. Dog Training Made Simple is the book. We will see you next time. Thank you so much.